The way the last few records have gone, we've had producers, but it's really co-produced by Dave. He's there the whole time and making all the final decisions. And with this, Gill was a little bit more in charge, and Dave could pull back a little bit and not have to make all the decisions and oversee everything. And so it's got somebody else's imprint on it,
which was probably weird for Dave a little bit.
I think it was a little weird, but it makes the album different, and you know.
Yeah, this is definitely sort of our. I call it our Steely Dan record in a way because, and it doesn't sound like Steely Dan. Well, some things kind of remind me of it, but I don't mean that in a negative connotation. But it's definitely our sort of.
That's going to sell the record right there.
Yeah, that was awful, wasn't it? I shouldn't say that.
No, I mean, I'm sure it makes sense, but if anyone sees it, this is our Steely Dan record.
I don't know. I don't know how to put it.
No, but it's funny you are saying Steely Dan because I read somewhere that Dave said mix Steely Dan with No Means No.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, when I say Steely Dan, I don't mean that the songs sound like Steely Dan, although I do feel like I kind of thought everybody thinks Statues sounds like McCartney. I always thought it sounded a little bit like Steely Dan. But I mean more in the production sense. It's one of our, even though it's really heavy and when it needs to be, it's, which I'm very happy about, our clearest sounding record, at least since Color and the Shape, where you hear everything and it's sort of crisp and clean, you know, as opposed to being sort of, I felt like our last couple records, although I love them, had moments where it got a little like crazy sounding. You couldn't exactly hear what was going on all the time.
So then because I have to stop in a few minutes, what sort of people are the Beaconsfield miners? Have you, I think you've met them?
Yeah, they came to a show, the one we played at the Opera House in Sydney with the acoustic band.
Yeah, because, well, maybe you can tell the story a little bit. When did you know that they were they were trapped and they listened to your song?
I got an email from my family. Actually, they'd heard the story somewhere and like, did you know about these guys? And they requested your band, and that's how I heard about it, and I think probably how everybody else did. And Dave went ahead and he heard about that and got a hold of him and invited him to the show. Said, hey, when you guys get out, come down, have a beer.
And what did they tell you? What song did they like the most when they were trapped in the mine? Tell you?
I don't know.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a nice story, don't you think so?
Yeah.
Well, not that it happened to them, but what?
No, it really is. I mean, you think somebody. It's kind of touching, you know. It's like somebody's down there fighting for their life, and what's going to make them feel comfortable. Some music that you are a part of. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.